Welcome back to Kids, Chaos, and Killer Campaigns. If you're a busy parent juggling work and home life, you've probably asked yourself, can remote work actually be productive? The answer is yes, but it takes intentional strategies and a flexible mindset. Think of your workday like your morning routine with your kids. If we don't follow a loose structure, like waking up around the same time, following a similar routine, meaning get up, get dressed, then eat breakfast, then brush teeth, then put on shoes, chaos takes over. I was reminded of this just this month, thank you to daylight savings time, when both of my girls slept in on Monday until 7:30. While this might sound amazing to a lot of parents out there, it was actually a nightmare. Both my girls had to be woken up for school, which means they were grouchy, groggy, and everything was a fight. They were dragging their feet to get out of bed, dragging their feet to get dressed, dragging their feet to eat breakfast. And that led to us having to eat breakfast in the car. We barely made it to school on time, and that was only with one of them in my hands, kicking and not quite screaming, but pretty close, the entire walk through the hallway. Just like a structured but flexible morning routine keeps your day on track, a well-planned work schedule helps you to stay productive while allowing room for the unexpected. Today, I'm sharing my top tips on maximizing productivity while working remotely, creating a flexible schedule that actually works, and maintaining work-life balance without losing your sanity. One of the biggest perks of remote work is a flexible schedule, but without structure, it can quickly turn into chaos. A flexible schedule doesn't mean no schedule. It means creating a rhythm that works for you, that allows both productivity and adaptability. One thing you could try is time blocking. Instead of working in a full day of long, interrupted hours, which, let's be frank, is not possible when working from home with kids, break your day into focused work sprints. An example of this would be a 90-minute sprint followed by a 20-minute break. I do my best work in the morning. So the remote schedule I worked out for myself is that every day I wake up at 5 a.m. That's when I feel my best. I'm recharged, refreshed, and it's when my creative and strategic brain is really on point. I take the time before my kiddos are awake to head to the office and to do 90 minutes of uninterrupted, high-focus tasks before I have to start the day as a mom. I also try to book my meetings in blocks so that I don't have small, awkward breaks throughout the day. Having tons of 20 and 30-minute breaks doesn't allow me to be as productive as blocking those meetings and then having long stretches of uninterrupted, high-focus time throughout the day. Another tip is identifying anchor tasks, or those daily tasks that must be done so you can build your schedule around them. Start your workday with a quick morning planning session and wrap up with an afternoon check-in to stay organized before that after-school rush hits. If your kids are in school from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., dedicate 9 to 11 a.m. for daily tasks and checklists before diving into emails and meetings. You can also try batching tasks or grouping similar tasks together to improve your efficiency. Set specific time blocks for client calls or project planning instead of trying to switch back and forth between the two throughout the day. Schedule recurring meetings on the same day, and like I said earlier, try to schedule meetings in one block to avoid interrupted work throughout the day. Now, let's be real. Working from home comes with distractions, whether it's a last-minute school email, trying to tackle some household chores, or the dog barking at the mailman right when you have to hop on an important call. Staying focused can be a challenge, but here are a few tried and true productivity hacks. 1, the 2-minute rule. If anything takes less than 2 minutes to do, like replying to a quick email, do it immediately instead of letting it pile up. Set clear boundaries and communicate with your family about your work hours. So use visual cues. If you and your partner both work from home, or if you have a nanny at home helping out with your kiddos, it helps to shut your door. Put up a sign on the door that says busy working, and try some noise canceling headphones so you can't hear all the chaos that's happening right outside that closed door. Use productivity tools. The tech out there today is amazing. Use those tools to stay on track. Try Trello, Asana, or ClickUp for project management tasks. Noise canceling headphones or even music in the background can help you stay in the zone. And using the Slack or Microsoft Teams do not disturb function will help you to focus without interruption while you're trying to get work done. Take strategic breaks. It's important to step outside and get fresh air. Schedule time to go for a quick walk. For me, working from home gets lonely, even though I'm on calls a lot of the day. And having an in-person connection is essential for me because I am an extreme extrovert. So, to get that human connection, I try to schedule 30-minute walks with one of my close girlfriends or my mom at least 3 times a week so I can get out and get fresh air and get that actual inhuman one-on-one connection time to keep me recharged and refreshed throughout the day. Do a 5-minute stretch break. We don't have water cooler breaks like you would in the office when you're working from home, so it's really important to make sure you get up and step away from your computer for that quick recharge break. Rather, that means going into the kitchen and refilling your water bottle, getting up and doing some quick stretches, or going outside on the patio, taking a few deep breaths of fresh air. Just make sure you get away from that screen throughout the day to get you that refresh. Make sure to hydrate and fuel your body. I am the queen of forgetting to step away from the office to make myself some lunch. I'll start working on a project, and before I know it, I look up and it's 3:30 p.m. and I have completely skipped my lunchtime. Now, on those days, I make sure I grab a healthy snack, drink a glass of water as soon as I notice so that I can stay energized and keep my body fueled. A key to successfully working from home is embracing the asynchronous work. If it's possible, work in blocks that work around your family's schedule. So maybe that means early mornings or late nights because they work better for you. Don't feel guilty. Embrace that. Like I said, I work best first thing in the morning. 5 a.m. is absolutely not working hours, but it is for me, and it's what works for my family. I'm able to get up and have that high focus time. Then I take a break, step away from work, and put on my mom hat so I can get my girls ready for school. Once they're in school, I'm back to the work day. Now, I have a coworker who works kind of the opposite of me. He works best late, so he doesn't start his day at 5 a.m. or even 8 a.m. He gets started around 10 or 11. He's always available for calls when needed, but he'll work late into the night, 8, 9 o'clock, because that's when his brain is at its highest and when he feels most creative. So he's able to write the most top-notch content and have minimal distractions during that time. That is the beauty of asynchronous work. A lot of us have kiddos in school, a lot of us have nannies and daycare, but sometimes things come up and it is important to get creative with childcare. If your kiddos still aren't in school full-time, try swapping play dates with another parent. And for those days when your kiddos are home from school, encourage independent play during your focus work sessions. I'll say Target and Amazon are a mom's best friend. When my kiddos are home from school, and we have a lot of those days between teacher work days and holidays and school breaks, spring break, summer break, fall break, during those times, it's a lot easier for me to stay home with my girls than it is for my husband because I do work remotely and he's out in the field. So when those days come along, I really embrace that asynchronous work and make sure to stock up on tons of arts and crafts. My top tip for the at-home days is to get things that my kids usually don't get to play with so it feels special and it keeps them busy. These are things like slime. I know, a mother's worst nightmare, but on those work from home days, it really keeps my girls entertained. Other things that we've given them are gingerbread house kits or jewelry making kits, fun things they don't get to play with every day that really give them that independent playtime during my focus work. I also recommend using educational apps for structured downtime when you need to have a little bit of quiet time during your workday. My 2 favorite apps are the PBS Kids apps and the Super Simple app. It has a ton of games and all of it is really educational and age appropriate for my girls. The biggest tip I have is to give yourself some grace. Some days are going to be chaotic and that's okay. Productivity is not about perfection. It's about progress. So let's recap today's takeaways. A flexible schedule helps keep you productive while adapting to family life. Time blocking, batching tasks, and using simple tricks like the 2-minute rule can really help maximize your efficiency. Setting clear boundaries, using productivity tools, and taking strategic breaks throughout the day will help you stay focused and increase your productivity. Balance work and productivity by embracing asynchronous work and being creative with your childcare solutions. My challenge for you this week is to look at your work schedule and identify one area where you can implement a more productive routine. Maybe it's batching emails, setting clearer work boundaries, or adjusting your focus time blocks to align better with your natural rhythm. Have your own remote work hacks? Please share them with me on social media. I'd love to hear what's working for you. Thank you so much for checking out this podcast. I'd love to hear the topics you want to hear discussed. So please drop them in the comments or drop me a line on LinkedIn. I encourage you to subscribe to the podcast, leave it a review, and please share this with a marketer or a parent who you think could benefit from today's episode. I'd love to connect on LinkedIn so we can stay in touch through this journey. My LinkedIn is going to be in the show notes, so you can easily click there and send me that connect request. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about the importance of email nurture and automation for your funnel. Until then, enjoy the kids, enjoy the chaos, and I'm wishing you all killer campaigns.